Hi Pirates, I miss seeing you. This is the first in hopefully many COVID-19 shelter-in-place videos. Today I'm going to demonstrate how to throw a pot like this. This is the marbled pot using 3 different clays, and I'll take you through how to prepare for it, how to throw, and how to trim. Let's get started. Here I have 3 different clay bodies. I have Vegas Buff, which is the light clay body. I have Fat Red, which is the reddish brown clay body. And I have Black Mountain, which is our dark chocolate brown clay. These clays have already been wedged, so let's get started on how to prepare the clay for a marbled pot. We're going to cut approximately this much off of each slab. Excuse the drop of each color clay. Put these off to the side. So our clay should look like this. In fact, I am going to put the white in between the red and the Black Mountain. So it looks like this. Once I have it, 3 layers, I am going to put it like this. So there's red, white, Black Mountain, red, white, Black Mountain. When I have it like this, I'm going to lightly wedge so the clay is blended together. Now it's important that all 3 clay bodies are very similar as far as moisture content. You don't want to have one being hard and one being soft. It doesn't throw very well. Like I said, I'm not going to wedge a lot. So right now I have a combination of the white, the red, and the dark brown clay body. Okay, I'm going to stop the video, get the wheel ready, and we'll do the throwing. For this portion of the video, you don't need to see my face, which is a good thing. We're going to have our wheel head damp. We have our clay already pre-wedged. Make sure it's attached to the wheel well. Here we go. So like any other project on the wheel, the first step is to make sure the clay is centered. And this could feel a little bit different than a usual center because you have 3 different types of clay, and they might feel just slightly different as you're centering them together. And you'll get the feel of it after you do it a couple of times. Okay, and for this project, all I'm doing is throwing a very simple planter form. So we're going to open it up. Okay, once it's opened up, we're going to establish how wide the pot's going to be. So now I have the bottom established on the inside. Going to pull it up. Like I said, it's not a throwing video, it's more showing you how to get the marbled effect. So I'm making the form very simple planter form. And as we're throwing it, you'll notice that it just looks muddy brown. and you'll see how we get the marbled effect in just a second. Let me get the shape. We're going to chamois the top to make sure it's nice and smooth. And this being a planter, I'm being fairly thick with the top lip. It's going to be an outdoor planter. I don't want it to look too delicate. Okay, so here's our basic planter form. And as you can tell, I'll stop the wheel. It just looks like kind of a medium brownish red. You don't see any of the marble that I'm talking about. Now you can do this as you throw it, or you can do this when you're trimming it as it's a little bit more firm if you feel more comfortable doing it that way. Okay, so I have the form the way I want it, and I'll show you how to do this as it's on the wheel. We're going to take a fairly large trimming loop tool, and not too fast so you have more control. What you're doing is just taking the top layer of clay off of the pot. Now that top layer is basically the slurry of the three clay bodies mixed together to make that nice, or that even brownish red color. But we get through that slurry and it exposes the marbled surface. And as you can tell, now we can see the striations of red, dark brown, white. And if you're not getting enough of one color, you can go a little bit deeper, because you know that underneath that layer there's probably a layer of the color that you want, because you know that there's about 3 equal amounts of each color of clay. And when you have it trimmed, there we see all of the different striations of clay bodies. And when it's fired, a pot like this, I will take it through the high fire and do a heavy reduction, so I have a nice rich dark brown, a nice rich red, and a kind of a creamy white. And for this pot, I won't do any glazing whatsoever. I'll just let the colors of the clay be the finished product. And that is how we do a marble pot. All right, see you next time.